I hope all of you are reading newspaper continuously.
Express year.
Yes, Anant. Any doubts from Sunday and Saturday's newspaper, or any important news which you have come across and that you want to share with me? Because even I haven't read Saturday and Sunday's newspaper. Yes, Anant.
There is a news of Express Yadda Jaishankar's conference.
Okay, so our
On economies.
external affair minister, Mr. Jaishankar,
Yes, sir.
has given interview.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So what are
Yes,
the key
yes, sir.
points of that interview? Any key points which you have noted about India's external affairs or international relation policy?
Actually, I noted in laptop, sir. Don't remember.
ठीक है, चलिए अभी आपने लैपटॉप में नोट किया है, अगली
Yes,
बार
sir.
आपको कहाँ नोट करना है?
नहीं सर, लैपटॉप में ही करना है क्योंकि
लैपटॉप में
बुक्स
देखो
मेंटेन नहीं कर
लैपटॉप के बाद में आपको अपने
माइंड
दिमाग
में सर,
Yes,
माइंड में
that's
सर.
important. ठीक है, तो
Yes, sir.
लैपटॉप में नोट करने के साथ साथ अपने
Actually, in that point, there is the economical growth related.
economic growth से related था. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
was it related to Subramaniam Iyer or what external affair minister?
External affair minister.
ठीक है, चलिए, no problem. Okay, anything else, Mustaqim? Anything interested?
Sir, yes, sir.
Hmm?
Sir, yesterday was P. Chidambaram article in Indian Express. Coercive federalism on display.
Okay.
Yes, sir. What does that mean? Coercive federalism.
Okay. Cohesive और coercive?
Coercive, yes, sir. Coercive.
या coercive मतलब होता है जबरदस्ती का, लाइक जबरदस्ती से या किसी के ऊपर फोर्सफुली अगर आप किसी चीज को अगर आप थोप रहे हो तो उसको coercive कहा जाता है. So now you can see that in 2014 when Narendra Modi became the prime minister, he had used one word that is called as cooperative federalism. Cooperative federalism means what? What he meant to say during that, before Narendra Modi became the prime minister of India, and whenever Congress ruled in India for a longer duration of time, then we have seen that there is always a clash between union government and state governments over the powers, over the devolution of finances, and over the what you can say the laws and everything, right? So what Prime Minister that PM Modi indicated at the time, that we will have a cooperative federalism, right? So he has used one term called cooperative federalism, means what? That both union and state governments will work together for the development and growth of the country. That was the major objective of the BJP government or of the new government, which was established in 2014. But nowadays we can see that recently, due to that GST compensation issue, the union government is forcing the hello. Yeah, thanks, Tanvir. Okay, so what is happening here? That in these last 5 weeks, we are seeing that there is a GST compensation issue where the state governments are not ready to borrow the money as per the demand or as per the suggestion given by the union government. Now, coercive means you have to do it. That is what is called as the coercive federalism. So from cooperative federalism to it has become a coercive federalism now. Federalism means what? As I always told you, right? Like वो जो GST compensation वाला जो issue है, मैंने आपको बताया था कि you have to add those article into paper 2 topic issues related to federalism in India. Am I right? So coercive federalism
Yes,
means the federalism where the union government is trying to force its policies, its what you can say the decisions, its actions, what you can say it's what you can say the opinion on the state government. So that is what is called as coercive federalism. So is it a good thing or bad thing?
Bad thing, sir.
It's a bad thing as per P. Chidambaram. Like P. Chidambaram, since he's a Congress politician, obviously he will say that it is a coercive federalism, but government जब उसको उस चीज को जब अपने हिसाब से जब उसको interpret करेगी, तो it will say कि it is not cooperative federalism, it is a part of what you can say the cooperative federalism. So both state government as well as the union government should help each other. That is what is or cooperate each other. That is what is a part of the cooperative federalism. Fine. Anything else?
Yes.
समझ में आ गया मुस्तकीम जी?
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Check it, chaliye. So shall we start for today's newspaper? I guess almost everybody
That was
has
the
joined.
Indo-China relations related.
What was that news?
that Indian Express Yedda Jaishankar interview that was related to Indo-China relations.
Indo-China relations. So have you cut
Yes, sir.
down those points and put it in paper 2 topic bilateral relations? India China bilateral relations से अलग से topic बनाना है.
Yes, sir.
उसमें से जो points दिए हुए हैं, you have to put it right.
Yes,
Anand,
sir.
you have sent me a compilation of your
Yes,
like your soft copies of the current affairs. But again, I can see that they are not segregated as per the topics and they are not segregated as per the papers. So I have to work on it. I'm not getting time. Definitely, I will work on that.
Yes.
But those will be very helpful for you in mains
Yes, sir. Of
exam.
August.
Yeah. So abhi, after prelims exam,
Yes, sir.
I am going to start a main specific what you can say the batch, and in that batch, current issues of the main specific, whatever compilation you have, that is really going to help me as well as all of you. Fine. Chaliye. So since which
Yes,
month
sir.
you have started compiling those notes, Anand? I guess since February or
August,
March.
sir.
अगस्त से शुरू किया है.
No, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Actually,
ठीक है,
I
चलिए.
joined recently, sir.
No problem. So August to next August, because next men's exam, I guess it is in October as per the calendar.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that will
Yes,
be
sir.
helpful. That will be helpful. Like 1 year current issues will be helpful for the next men's exam. Chaliye. So let's start for today's newspaper.
Yeah.
Can you all see the newspaper? Is it visible to all of you? Today's Indian Express. I have taken a Pune edition of Indian Express.
Yes.
Now, check it. So, very important, what you can see the news, which is actually Indian Express investigation. As a part of that investigation, Indian Express has found out that China is watching the moments and accounts of President, Prime Minister, key opposition leaders, cabinet ministers, Chief Justice of India, and the list goes on. So we can see that there are allegations from all over the world that Chinese telecom equipments or Chinese, what you can say the hackers, are trying to, what you can say, keep watch on virtually to all, what you can say, the political leaders in the world. So as per the Indian Express investigation, they are saying that China is watching the moments, their decisions, their communication, their information, everything. That president to prime minister to key opposition leaders, everyone's data is being observed and under watch of China. So over 10,000 Indians, entities from politics to business, judiciary to media, even crime accused, tracking by big data firm linked to Chinese government. Now, what is this big data? This can be asked in prelims exam. I guess this is there in Manorama Yearbook. This year's Manorama Yearbook, they have given one article related to the Manorama Yearbook. What is this big data and how this big data is going to play a crucial role in the international relations as well as what you can say the other aspects of the development of all the all over the world. So you need to check it out. How this big data firm linked to the Chinese governments are tracking the data of all India's, what you can say, the important personalities as well as politicians, businessmen, even the crime accused, their data is also being kept track by the Chinese, what you can say, the company. So what is hybrid warfare? So hybrid warfare, so it can be a combination of both military as well as cyber warfare. In paper 3, there is a topic called basics of cyber security and cyber war. So China is trying to have a because of the cyber war with India. It is actually a hybrid war. So what data they collect and why cause of concerns? What is the cause of concern? That is explained here. Range of targets, sweep of electronic data, its end use underlying surveillance threat. So Genova Data Owner Bank, he is the person who is responsible for this, what you can say, the data hacking is explained here. So left hand side, there is an article, it is written that calling itself a pioneer in using big data for hybrid warfare and the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. A Shenzhen-based technology company, Shenzhen is a city in China, Shenzhen-based technology company with links to the Chinese government and Chinese Communist Party is monitoring over 10,000 Indian individuals and organizations in global database of foreign targets, and investigation by Indian Express has revealed. So read this whole article, why it's a cause of worry and how it is important for India's cyber security and what is India's preparedness to tackle such type of what you can say the cyber wars or cyber attacks that you need to check it out in paper 3 topic, basics of cyber security. It's very important. I guess this is just a part 1 of the investigation. So this series will go on. So whatever the information is mentioned here, we have to cut it down and put it in paper 3 topic, basics of cyber security. Any doubts about this particular issue? Because it's very important. I'm expecting there will be a question in mains, or there may be a topic in essay as well. So a dedicated topic will be related to the basics of cyber security. So if you want to write an article, essay of around 1400 to 1500 words, so you will get a lot of fodder here, which you can use it in writing the mains answer. Fine. Any doubts about this particular topic or this particular news? Chaliye. Going to the next article, next what you can say the news. Monsoon and COVID session begins today. Government lines up several bills. So monsoon session is going to be started from today onwards, and government has lined up several bills. Someone has shared a video on our group that which are the bills the government is going to, what we can say, is proposed to pass in this monsoon session. So a historic 18-day session of parliament begins on Monday with COVID-19 pandemic forcing the implementation of the range of first-time measures and the exclusion of several significant conventions. The government is preparing for a business-like session with almost 24 bills lined up for consideration, but the opposition has expressed reservation over many of the proposed laws and asked for debates on a number of contentious issues. So government is going to pass these bills, these laws, without debate or without discussions, because obviously in democracy the bills need to be discussed. That is what is the important function of the democracy. So the opposition parties are having reservations and express their reservation over the proposed laws, and it wants that the law should not be passed in hurry in the parliament. So business advisory committee question can be asked, as we have seen that day before yesterday we were discussing that there are various types of committees in the parliament. So the important committee of the parliament is the business advisory committee. So the speaker Om Birla called a meeting for the business advisory committee to discuss the agenda for the session. So question can be asked in the prelims exam that which among the following committee can decides the agenda of the session, like बिल्स कौन से पास होना चाहिए, कैसे पास होना चाहिए, इसके जो टोटल जो डिटेल्स है वो कौन बनाता है, बिजनेस एडवाइजरी कमेटी बनाता है. तो इस तरीके का क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है मेंस एग्जाम या प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम. So the BSc was called because the customary all-party meeting that precedes parliamentary session has been scrapped. So normally, before any session, parliamentary session start, there is a custom of calling for tea party, all-party meeting, where all the members of the party comes together and discuss that what they are going to, which business they are going to have in that particularly, what you can say, in that particularly parliament session. So since that all-party meeting has been scrapped due to this COVID pandemic issue, so the business advisory committee meeting has been called to decide what should be done in the what should be done in the coming monsoon session. That is what is explained, right? So यहाँ पर दो तीन चीजें आपको देखनी है. एक तो क्या होता है कि business advisory committee क्या होता है, and main is issue of passing such bills without debate and without discussion. So in mains exam, question can be asked that recently many such bills have been passed in the parliament without debates and without discussion. So is it a good, or what you can say, the precedent or not, whether it is good for the democracy or whether it is bad for the democracy? Such type of question can be asked in the mains exam. Fine. Any doubts? Read this article and just remember few points related to this functioning of the parliament. So you will get so many articles in the coming 9 days about the functioning of the parliament, which is an important topic in paper 2.
So what are your views on that? What are your views, sir?
On which?
That the bills are being passed without the discussion.
See, yes, of course. Now you can see that situation is what you can say very bad, and also we know that because of this last 8 months, many decisions, many laws, many reforms which have been kept in pending. So because of this, obviously बहुत सारे जो गवर्नमेंट के जो काम हैं वो पेंडिंग पड़े हुए हैं. So there are two aspects of this particular issue. One is that expediting the law-making process, expediting the policy-making process, and expediting what you can say the economic activities as well as the development of the country. That's one thing, right? Second is we need to decide whether we need to expedite the process or we need to do it in a right way, because there may be a possibility that कि अगर हम उस चीज को expedite करेंगे, उस चीज को अगर quickly या fastly करने की कोशिश करेंगे, तो हो सकता है by passing the laws quickly without debate and discussions, we may miss something, we may pass a wrong bill, we may not what you can say check the other aspects or what you can say the bad consequences of that particular changes in the bill or in the proposed bill. So two things, India जैसे democracy में whether we should take a quick decision or whether we should take a decision a bit delayed but a thoughtful what you can say the decision. That's very important, right? If you are America or if you are in England or if you are in other countries, then obviously we should have taken a quick decision. But in a country like India, with such a diverse opinion, diverse interest, diverse what you can say the problems and issues, we need to what you can say go with what you can say the caution. So I think bill को pass करना important है, but at the same time we need to what you can say check each and every what you can say the aspect of passing that bill. So rather than expediting, I believe we should go slowly, but slowly का मतलब ये भी नहीं है कि उसको रोकना है. We need to debate and discuss and pass the bill. That's what I think.
Okay, got it.
Check.
Yes, sir.
Now this is a diplomatic answer, like which I, as a IAS officer, as an interview of UPSC, I can give. But अगर आप मेरा personal opinion पूछेंगे, तो I would have something different opinion. But this is a opinion which you should give for UPSC.
Okay.
ठीक है, चलिए. Delhi riots case, former JNU student Umar Khalid arrested under UAPA, that is Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. So today you will go and check it out. What is this UAPA? Unlawful Activities Prevention Act क्या होता है? And why he has been arrested, and we have seen that in recently many such what we can say the cases where many people in India have been arrested under such UAPA law. So I am expecting there will be one question in the mains exam related to such type of what you can say the increasing arrest under the UAPA, because we can say recently there was one doctor in UP who was also arrested by the same what you can say the activities, and I guess he was arrested by NSA, not UAPA, National Security Act. So just read this out, read this news to understand what is this UAPA and why he has been arrested under this this law. Okay? Shall I going to the next page and directly go to the editorial page, but there is one more important news related to the reservation, that Supreme Court stays on reservation in Maharashtra. Maharashtra government has what you can say given reservation to the Maratha community, economically backward Maratha community. So it has been stayed by the Supreme Court. So Marathas to intensify protest, youths urged to shun violence. ठीक है. Okay, so monsoon session से related कुछ news है. Congress to oppose 4 bills, raise LAC issue in the House. So you will go and check it out. Which are those 4 bills where the Congress is going to oppose and how they are going to raise the issue in on LAC in the House. Now, as we see that India is a parliamentary democracy, that obviously opposition party are supposed to ask questions to the ruling government. Not only opposition MPs, even the ruling MPs can also ask questions to the government. So how normally the monsoon functions, that you may come to know by reading all these what you can say the articles here. So Congress is going to oppose 4 bills. Which are those 4 bills and why they are going to oppose it, and how the Congress is going to raise the issue related to the line of actual control that you just read it out. Then Lalu's brother in arms, first mover of NREGA, is no more. So that is what is explained here. Raghuvansh Prasad Singh, who was the founder of this particular NREGA, that is National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. So just read it out. He died yesterday. Okay. Remaining are all the political news. You can just read it out and directly go to the editorial page for today. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
चलिए, so investigation report is given here. 5 MPs, 2,000 CMs, 350 MPs across all parties dominate the key influencers track. So here the investigation report is given here. Just read it out. Sharad Pawar, Uddhav Thackeray, Shashi Tharoor and Manish Sisodia, all these are the people who are under watch by a Chinese data company. Okay, so in explain page, they must have given the explanation of this, what data they collect and why it is cause for concern. So you will cut this article, put it in paper 2 topic, cyber security, basics of cyber security. Chale, going to the next page, today's editorial. The dog whistle, names of opposition, politicians, civil society members in riot charge sheet criminalizes process, corrodes democracy. So yes, as I told you that naming the opposition politicians into the such type of cases where UAPA cases have been charged. So naming opposition politicians, civil society members, and in riot charge sheet criminalizes the protest, corrodes democracy. That is what is mentioned here. So just read this article. The Delhi police, that neither CM General Secretary Sitaram Yechuri nor Swaraj Abhiyan leader Yogendra Yadav, neither economist Jyoti Ghosh nor Delhi University Professor Apurva Anand or documentary filmmaker Rahul Roy are named as accused of co-conspirators in supplementary charge sheet filed in connection with its probe into February riots in Northeast Delhi. The Delhi police is right and wrong, both. So why Delhi police is right and why Delhi police is wrong, both is been explained here. So just read this article to understand what is the role of police in such type of what you can say the situation that is explained here. Then there is one more important article at bottom, that is the road from Doha. Can anybody tell me what is this Doha? कभी आपने नाम सुना है इस दोहा के बारे में? Why this Doha is important?
Sir, it is a meeting between Taliban.
Farhin, your voice is not clear. Yes, sir. Can you please mute yourself, Farhin? We are not getting your voice clearly. Let's Saad speak. Yes, sir.
Sir, it is a peace talk between Afghanistan and US forces.
US forces. ठीक है, चलिए. So, road from Doha. Doha is actually a capital of which country?
Qatar.
Yeah, it is the capital of Qatar. And in Doha, both Afghanistan as well as the US are trying to, what you can say, have a peace deal with each other. So why we need to worry about it? Because as I told you that a peaceful Afghanistan is in India's interest. So can anybody tell me why a peaceful Afghanistan is in India's interest? Why we aspire that Afghanistan need to be peaceful? What is India's interest in Afghanistan? Quickly.
Sir, we are building road and railway infrastructure there.
In Afghanistan, why? Why we are building road infrastructure in Afghanistan? Road, buildings, ports.
For the connectivity to the Central Asia.
Very good. So to connect with Central Asia, we need a peaceful Iran and a peaceful Afghanistan. So uncertainties ahead are unfortunately easier to foresee than any outcome that can herald real peace in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is one such country which has never remained peaceful in the past. So such type of uncertainties ahead are unfortunately easier to foresee than any outcome that can herald in real peace in Afghanistan. That is what is mentioned here. So you need to read this article, cut this article and put it in paper 2 topic, that is policies and politics of developed and developing countries and its impact on India's interest. So although the peace process is going on between Afghanistan, Taliban and US, but it had some impact on India's interest in Central Asia. That is why we need to keep watch on. So read this article, why it is important. Last paragraph it is mentioned that India, which has a long relationship with Afghanistan and its people, has been an onlooker in the process. So we need to watch it out. क्योंकि क्या चल रहा है? कभी आप देखते हो ना कि हमारे जो नेबर होते हैं उनके बीच में अगर कुछ गुफ्तगू चल रही है, उनके बीच में अगर कुछ चल रहा है, तो हम वॉच रखते हैं कि क्या चल रहा है वो देखने के लिए, राइट? So same thing is that India has been an onlooker in the process. The reason is that Pakistan, its ability to deliver in the Pakistan to the talks table was more valuable to the US than anything India. With its suspicion of Taliban as a proxy of the Pakistan army and ISI could offer, India had so far said it will not engage with the Taliban until they enter the political mainstream. But with this, with his virtual participation in the opening ceremony of the talks and his remarks reiterating Delhi's backing on Afghan-owned, Afghan-led settlement, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar had sought to signal that India remains an important regional player. Without India, this peace process cannot be what we can say completed. But at the moment, Delhi has little choice but to wait and watch, see how far the process goes on and how it might reshape the region. So at this moment, we can just look it out what is going on. जब जरूरत पड़ेगी, at that time India can interfere, because without India's interference, this peace process is not going to be successful. Right hand side, there is one more article about written by Harsh Mandir. Harsh Mandir is one of the civil society activists. So who stoked the embers nearly 7 months after Delhi violence, a continuing attempt to target dissenting voices. It is explained here. So we can see that many people are being arrested now for the Delhi riots. So who were responsible for those riots? The Delhi police have been charged to many people now. That is what is explained here. So just read it out. Azadi had become a defining rallying call for the anti-CAA protest. This was Azadi or freedom promised in the constitution. That is liberty of thought, expression, belief and faith and worship. Those young people who organized the protests bearing portraits of Gandhi in one hand and Ambedkar in the other are today being summoned and interrogated by the police and jailed without bail as rioters, conspirators and secessionists. While rejecting her bail plea, a judge of Delhi High Court reprimanded one young activist when he chose to play with embers. He admonished her, "You cannot blame with wind." That is what is explained. So just read it out. This is related to the conflict between freedom of expression and belief and faith and worship against the law, which has been what you can say made by the government. So as I always said, there will be always conflict in the society, socio-economic, political conflict, and as a civil servant aspirant, you need to have a view on these conflicts which are going on in the society. So by reading such articles, you may have your own opinion. Now going to the next page, that is ideas page, nurturing India. As I told you in prelims also, I told you that you need to go and check it out, the government schemes related to the nutrition. Do you remember that while I was discussing the prelims topics, I told you that you have to go and watch the government schemes related to the nutrition in India, because nutrition, undernourishment, hunger, these are the basic problems of Indian what you can say democracy. Can you please, कौन कर रहा है ये? Who is marking on the screen? Can you please erase it? See, don't do such what you can say the childlike activities. See, you are preparing for UPS, and if you do such type of activities, then it will create a bad image of you. Chaliye. Nurturing India, article written by Ashok Gulati and Shama Jose. There is one topic in paper 2 or paper 3, I don't remember, that is issues related to poverty and hunger. So hunger is again one of the important issue of the country. So how we can nurture this hunger, what is hungry India, that is what is mentioned here. For Poshan Ma to contribute towards malnutrition free country, government will need a multi-dimensional approach. So take this article, take this statement for as your today's mains question. So all of you, what we can say, you have to write it down this statement, that for Poshan Ma to contribute towards a malnutrition free country, government will need a multi-dimensional approach. The full statement in inverted comma, you have to write, you have to examine this statement, that how India needs to have, or the government needs to have, a multi-dimensional approach to create a malnutrition free country. The challenge has become, all of you written this article, if you have not written, you can write it out later on. ये जो स्टेटमेंट है, ये स्टेटमेंट लेना है और इसको एग्जामिन करना है. यू हैव टू राइट ए 200 वर्ड्स आंसर. बट अभी आपके पास समय नहीं है प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम के चलते हुए, तो सिर्फ ये क्वेश्चन को लिख कर रखिए. आफ्टर प्रीलिम्स we will write the answer of this question, but you just write down the question which will be helpful for you in mains exam. The challenge has become bigger with outbreak of COVID-19. So this challenge of creating a malnutrition free country has become bigger after the outbreak of COVID-19. So prevalence of underweight among children under 5 years of age across the district is given here. So the data has been given. So this is very important data which may you use for, or you can say, your answer writing. And if suppose if there is any topic on hunger issue in essay, then also you can take it as a model essay that how you should write essay on this particular topic. So देखिए जितने भी essay के टॉपिक हैं वो GS के जो टॉपिक से वहीं से आते हैं, बट उसमें ये होता है कि एक पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक को आपको 1400 से 1500 वर्ड में लिखना होता है और GS में वही टॉपिक से रिलेटेड आंसर आपको 200 वर्ड में लिखना होता है. So that's why you have a lot of what you can say, you have to give a lot of data and you have to give what you can say a lot of what you can say the presentation and information in your essay. So you can get this data and information in such type of articles. Normally Ashok Gulati writes article related to the agricultural issue, but obviously the malnutrition and food grain is a agricultural issue, right? So that's why you need to what you can say cut this article and read this article and put it in paper 3 topic, issues related to poverty and hunger. You may get some of the schemes which are being run by the government related to this malnutrition, so which may be useful for you in prelims exam. Chale, right hand side, the article written by P. Raju, diminishing parliament, cancelling question hours erodes constitutional mandate for parliamentary oversight over executive action. So this can be also a question for you in the mains exam. Ritika, are you there? Hello, am I audible to you, Ritika?
Yes, sir.
So here you can see, here there is an opinion given by P. Raju that how cancelling question hour erodes the constitutional mandate for parliamentary oversight over executive action. So we can see in India, there are 3 bodies, legislature, executive and judiciary. So how cancelling the question hour erodes the mandate given by our constitution on parliament to keep watch on the executive action. So you can take this whole statement and you have to comment on it. So this is the second question for today. This will be in paper 2 and this third question, this earlier question may be in paper 2, that is issues related to poverty and hunger. So read this article, you will get some point that how this questioning the cancel hour is eroding the parliamentary oversight over the executive action. I'm Suman Dhiran. He has written an article about the specters of violent past. Return of executive presidency threatens undermine the Sri Lanka's pact with minorities. So this is actually related to the amendment which is proposed in Sri Lanka. So how this amendment is going to undermine the Sri Lanka's pact with minorities. Minorities means the Sri Lankan Tamilians, that is explained here. So as I told you that India has some interest in the policies and politics of the Sri Lanka. So cut this article, put it in India-Sri Lanka bilateral relations. So India's interest in Sri Lanka. Today's article is written by Sushil Modi. We have 2 faces, PM Nitish. People vote NDA in Bihar as Nitish is CM. BJP clear on it. So it's a political interview. Just leave it unless and until you are not from Bihar. No need of reading this article. Going to the next page, I will go to the economics page today. Anyways, today's explain page is about the state of play in Ladakh. While Indian Army has gained an advantage by taking Chesul Heights, a diplomatic and military long haul seems unlikely. Until LAC is delineated, the Chinese can be expected to continue violation of Indian territory. So जब तक वो line final नहीं बनेगी, तब तक China will keep what you can say keep intruding India's what you can say the territory. That is what is mentioned here. So article is written by General BP Malik. And then go to the I'll go to the next page. Mutual funds have many options to meet 25% limits requirement on multi-cap schemes. SEBI has said, so this is related to mutual fund. Just read it out. No need of what you can say cutting this article. Right hand side, there is one more article. Why many mutual funds seems upset with SEBI's multi-cap directive and what the road ahead. Check it. Leave this. A draft NDHM policy. NDHM policy means this policy is related to National Digital Health Mission. So read this article. Expert warn of structural problems, lack of clarity on patient control over data. Cut this article and read this article, put it in paper 2 topic health issues, because the government is going to have a national digital health mission. So as a part of that, there is a digitalization of the data, the health data in India. So what are the pros and cons of this type of NDHM policy? Question can be asked in the mains exam. So cut this article, read this article, what are the structural problems and what are the lack of clarity on patient control over data. That is what explained here. So read this, cut this article and put it in paper 2 topic health issues in paper 2. GST compensation, 12 states picked 97,000 crore borrowing option, one state picks option 2. So 2 options were given to the state governments as a part of the GST compensation. So read this article. Then going to the right hand side, there is an article about the retail inflation. Retail inflation to come down with easing of lockdown. The Chief Economic Advisor KV Subramanian is saying, right? So because we said that recently there is hike in the retail inflation, that is CPI inflation. So as per him, it will come down after the easing of the lockdown. Check it. So DPIIT working on credit guarantee seed fund schemes for startups. So you need to know what is this seed funding and what is this credit guarantee. So just read it out. Prelims may be question aa sakta hai. You need to know what is the meaning of this seed fund schemes and what is the credit guarantee given to the startup companies in India. So this is all for today's newspaper. We'll stop it here today. Probably at 9 p.m. I will continue with the question paper discussions which we have started in the last week. So I will be sending you the link. So all of you, those who are appearing for this exam, can join that 9 p.m. discussion of the question paper of 2018. Okay? So shall we stop it here? Or any doubts?
No, sir.
Chalo. Thank you so much. Join at 9 p.m. session.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Well.